Take 5 Season 4, Episode 14. My name is Tinaye Muzamhindo. I'm a member of the Chisipiti Seventh-day Adventist Church Health Department. Today, our topic is physical activity. As these words are there, we can easily see what it's all talking about. It means our bodies, for them to stay healthy and for our bodies to be well, there has to be physical activity. Even if a person is not well and they may be bedridden, still physical activity is required. And if there is no illness and there is no bedriddenness, that means definitely there is no excuse for not getting enough physical activity. What is physical activity? The definition is simple. It means movement of the body. Body movement is physical activity. That's why it's important when we're talking about exercise to just put the broad term physical activity, because once we say exercise, it makes it seem as if it's a difficult activity. And sure enough, if a person has got a chronic illness, or they are bedridden, or they are very unwell for whatever reason, they will not be able to exercise, but they will be able to have some physical activity, depending on how bad the condition is. If the condition is not too bad, that physical activity, they can do it on their own. They can move their body parts. But sometimes, if somebody is very unwell, even on their own, they won't be able to move any body part. So somebody else will have to do that for them so that they don't fall behind on their physical activity. Why is this physical activity important? Physical activity is important because our muscles need to keep on moving. Our bones need to be flexible. They need to keep on moving. And as our muscles move and as our bones move, it means even our cardiovascular system will be working well. And the lymphatic system as well will be working well. So, all these systems need that movement because that movement brings about good health and of course increases our wellness. When there is lack of physical activity, what should you do? You have to get moving. If there is a decrease in your levels of physical activity, you have to find a way to make it happen. And in this aspect of physical activity, again, you have to do the part. I have to do my part. You can't say my physical fitness trainer will do it for me, or my healthcare provider, or my mom, or my dad. It doesn't work that way. Every individual has to put in their effort. They have to make the choice that they're going to move their body. Of course, the young ones may need help in guidance of how to do that movement. And the elderly as well need more motivation because they might just give the excuse that they are tired, but they can be helped to stay in motion. Because if there is lack of motion, then the muscles may develop what we call atrophy. It just means they forget to stay active and they become smaller. And then when they become smaller, it means the movement becomes less. And then it becomes a spiral, spirally going down. No action, less muscle, no action, less muscle, until it can come to an extent that somebody won't be able to move their limbs. But if there is continuation of physical activity, of motion of the bones, motion of the muscles, then at least those muscles will stay active and they won't shrink. So, even if somebody is bedridden, there has to be a plan to make sure that that physical activity continues. Why is this physical activity important for us? It strengthens our bones, it strengthens our muscles, and it also provides us with what is called aerobic exercise. It means it makes our heart work. The heart is a pump, as we discovered in a previous episode. So this pump needs to work well. And so when you exercise, you help the heart to work a bit faster and get that aerobic exercise or aerobic physical activity, because then as you are breathing faster, there is more oxygen which is being taken through your respiratory system into your cardiovascular system, and then the vessels move it all around the body, because that oxygen is necessary for your body to work well and to remain healthy. So that physical activity always has to be there in one way or another, so that you get the aerobic physical activity, the strengthening of the muscles, the strengthening of the bones, and also flexibility. With elderly people, sometimes they really don't want to do much activity, but it's important for them to move around, even to make their own bed. Sometimes when people are elderly, people want to do everything for elderly people, but that's not a good idea. At least if they don't have any serious debilitating illness, let them make their own bed. Even if it's not very straight, you can always straighten it up later, because they need that physical activity. If they can manage, allow them to bath themselves. All that movement is good for their bones, for their muscles, for their heart, and for the flexibility of their joints. The aches and pains will be much less. The more you move your body, even though you have a chronic illness in the musculoskeletal system, the less pain you will feel, because the body is in motion. Physical activity is important for all of us. The amount we need may vary from age to age, from gender to gender, but all of us need it. So let's make sure we all have it. We must be physically active.
Take 5 is a show produced by the Chizipiti Church, a fountain of love, and is made possible by support from many partners. If you wish to follow more of our studies on these and many other subjects, please connect with us on the Chizipiti SDA Church on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Like our platforms and share with us your comments. We also have our plug-in team ready to pray with you and encourage you through life's challenges. So please connect with us and would love to pray with you. We can't wait to hear from you. And remember, when life seems to drown you, just take a moment, take a break, and take 5 to reflect.
In conclusion, 3 John 2 says, God wants you to enjoy good health, and that all may go well with you, even all the days of your life. I hope you enjoyed this whole series and all the episodes that we went through when we were discussing and sharing with you about health and wellness. Our health is important. Our wellness is important. It is important for us to realize that health and wellness are different, but they are closely related. And this whole message that we had in these episodes, please may you share this information with your family and friends so that they too may have good health and may have wellness, so that they will have a good quality of life. We thank you for having been with us. I thank you for listening to me, and I thank the whole health department for their support in the production of all these episodes. Thank you.